Tapos, kaya lang wala akong plano. Na-realize ko wala akong plano after. Pucha yan, diba? Parang, and I was telling my best friends, fuck man, I reached my goal but I don't have anything. I don't have a succession plan. I told that to a couple of my friends. When you get there, when you talk about sickness now, or with conversational tip ko, when you're talking about sickness now with other people, huwag kayo mag-mention ng mga lalo na if you're on a date, huwag kayo mag-mention ng yung parang mga marketing ng tutayism, yung mga narinig nyo from ads, yun pa yung gagamitin nyo sa date. Try as much as possible to copy a creative or copy, as long as you're not insecure, as long as you feel like you're in a good stage of your life, you can be like Sam Smith. You can be like Sam Smith, just going at it, going for that. And you can see sort of in his eyes na, man, that's what he really wanted to do, huh? Parang, diba, ganun, yun talaga yung siya eh. Yun talaga siya eh, diba? So, bad example, definitely. I'm not repeating that anymore, that example. I just like it because it rhymes with the themes and the mottos.
はい。どうぞ。これは日本人クラックソロポッドキャストです。これに加えて FCI マンタネの類似様のブランドです。
はい、どうぞ。これは日本人クラックソロポッドキャストです。これに加えて NCI マンタネの類似様のブランドです。
Recorded live from TBS studio. My name is Rez. You're listening to Nihonjin Kurak. Ako'y isa pong podcaster. Ang Japanese ng podcaster podokyasto. Yung tingnan niyo yung character nun, yung may ganun, may cross tapos may bilog pa. Very interesting kung nasan yung bilog. Just like my setup right now. So just like in whatever I've been doing in my life, I guess, kailangan suot mo rin sa part na yung thinking ba na you're kind of born to be doing this. If you're not feeling that from any of your work, typically parang pangit din yun eh. Kasi parang kang na-stuck sa reality na ayaw mo naman. Para kang magiging si nun. Like maybe the Greeks, for example, di ba si Sisyphus, yung laging bumabagsak yung bato na binubuhat niya. So tingin ko gusto naman niya eh, di ba? He works out, He looks like he works out. If not, he wouldn't be a legend for the Greeks. Weird intro, to be honest, but meron din akong ganun eh, yung parang I'll just put it there, whatever is really on top of my mind. Kung ano yung nasa litid ko, yun na talaga yung nilalabas ko. Kumbaga sa monitoring, if my engineer is listening to me right now, siya yung parang sasabihin niya at this point, parang, sige, yeah, okay naman pala yung levels, blah, blah, blah. It's nice to see that on recording content or audio content or podcasts kasi very honest yun from a recording point of view. Kung nakarami ka na kasi mag-record, unless you're recording a song or something, ang hirap din yung parang lagi kayong G na papasok na agad. Tapos parang pag nagkamali ka, pwede mong revert back. That's only done if you're curing. Ang tawag doon curing. Pag may ginagamot kayo dun sa audio. Since wala namang ginagamot dito, I'm just really yung gusto ko pag-usapan, I guess, naisip ko lang din kanina is being honest. Is it that ba? Not really. Ayun, yung gusto kong intro pala, ito na. Yung, huwag kayo paloko dun sa mga guys, yung mga pa-mental health na trend. I'm not saying the mental health is not a thing, but yung mental health trend could possibly be not a real thing. I self-learned this as well because when I was figuring out or just reading about psychiatry and a lot of mental health theories. Magang-maga, may tricycle pa. A lot of mental health theories, dapat siguro lagyan ng dito ko, ng parang quiet sign, alam mo yun, yung mga parang children crossing, tas may mga pampatahimik ng diba? Pero hindi naman magagawa kasi we're in the Philippines. At hindi naiiwasan talaga yung ganong, I would say, instances. But whatever. What was I saying? Ian Hacking. Ian Hacking has a book called Transient Mental Illnesses, and I follow that sort of theory because I've read one Ian Hacking book, but I love him. He's also Canadian, and he's one of the secret Canadians I feel like, because I'm probably, he's one of my favorite philosophers that I've listened to or dug up in the internet. Ian Hacking, I always mention it in my writing. Also because yun nga, he wrote about transient mental illnesses, and ganit, yun actually yung parang what do you call that? Motto or like metaphor, motif. Yun yung motif ng pagsusulat niya. Because nung nabasa ko yung book niya, yung tungkol sa MPD na tinatawag ng DID ngayon, Dissociative Identity Disorder, Memory and Rewriting the Soul, that's the name of the book. I've always really gone back to that writing style. He talks like a millennial, but he's like really old in that book. And when I read it, dun ko parang very subtle writer siya, pero meron siyang sinasabi, meron siyang claim. Maybe he says it in one point of his writing, and then the claim is just always axiomatic, parang asymptotic yung way of writing niya, na irk or either mainis ka na lang sa sarili mo na hindi mo na gets, or talagang subtle lang siya when he's trying to say that. And one of the things he said that na yun nga, yung sinabi ko sa intro, na huwag kayong maniwala sa maraming mga mental illnesses. For example, yung natutunan ko sa book na yun is, I think, or if not from that book, from one of the supplementary books that I've studied with that book, is yung kinukumpul-kumpul lang naman nila yung things, diba? Ginugroup lang nila yung mga sakit, for example, or ideologies. Now it just, eventually just becomes a whole big thing. And if you study pa, now Ian Hacking as an author, one of my favorite, I guess just a default thing na alam mo yun, parang I had the digital book pero I don't have like a hard copy. Pero nung nabasa ko yun, parang it made sense na gawa nga talaga ng tao yan, yung mga ganyan. Gawa ng tao yung mga inventong ganyan. Because sinabi niya na meron nung 80s, meron ng, yung claim niya na nung 80s pa lang, meron ng mituismo. Yung, well, in the context of Nihonjin crack is gitai. The Nihongo of mimicry, gitai. Yung panggagaya, nangyari na pala yun nung 80s. So nung na-repeat nitong kailan lang sa atin, and we really tried to, because of Twitter, madaling gayahin yung neurological meaning of any type of print. Ganun na yung what do you call this? Ganun na yung nangyari. Umulit lang pala yun. So, of course, when things happen twice, you kind of wanna really dig in, and maybe even for some people, nasasabi nila, maybe the dream is actually real pag umulit, or is trying to tell you something. So the thing is, natalo na rin naman yung Me Tooism and mental health, but I'm just introing here the idea that mental illnesses is transient. Lumilipas, that's what it means. Lumilipas, it comes and goes. So if you focus too much on it, I guess, as someone who's trying to explore that, or trying to talk about crazy quote unquote things, then just remember that it's transient. Na ano yun, parang hinahangin lang din yun. So you could kind of think of it that way. I'll cut for a bit and I'll be back. Alright, meron pa akong 14 minutes. Yun, yung pinaka-recommendation ko sa mga nag-explore ng mental health topic, Ian Hacking. Go for it, todo nyo na. Canadian author na matanda na rin talaga, kaya hindi nyo na makikita. Pero he also talks about math in YouTube. So, from mental health, I really like when I'm doing a podcast from mental health, I like not sort of exploding when I talk about that. Because yung Gen Z or yung even boomers, actually Gen X, meron silang mga mismatch na napansin ko over talking with a lot of people na hindi naman ginagawa din sa totoong buhay. Merong magagawa sa totoong buhay, pero merong mga what you call this? So pag in recording sa studio, hindi nyo magagawa, which is like talk about crazy stuff and then explode. Not really. Maybe siguro when someone's trying to make you do yoga or something. But when I'm talking about mental health, after that, may mga nagbibuild. After that, I usually suggest na talk about diet. Kasi nung may problema ako sa diet, may problema rin ako sa pag-iisip. And now that I'm, really balancing myself out with vitamin D and zinc, yun lang naman yung almost kailangan to really boost up your immune system. Get more sun, and then as much as possible, which I got from other podcasts as well, is like drink zinc, or mag-zinc din kayo. Pag meron kang vitamin, pag kumpleto na yung vitamin D mo, mag-zinc din kayo. Kasi hindi naman mapoprocess ata hindi mapoprocess lahat. I'm not sure, I'm not the expert, pero hindi napoprocess lahat ng vitamin D pag walang zinc. So yun pala yun. And that's just a combo that I know from you like really boosting your immune system. Immune system, you have to think about it as like your shield, your body's way of really shielding itself from other viruses you've already had before that you could be immune with. Pag immune ka na dun, like maybe noise, right? Like let's since may noise sa background, right? Daming gumagawa ata ngayon Monday yung start ng construction dito. And industrial things, right, happening in the background. Saraw lang. Ang nangyayari nun, when you're able to create na a field of like goodness when it comes to like diet routine, masasanay na lang din yung katawan mo and your brain actually, it's gonna send you the right amount of signal, maybe hormone, maybe just neuropathically just letting you know that, hey, I need, in my case, I need some nicotine right now, or I need some caffeine right now, which is what you get from coffee. Or also, malalaman mo talaga kung ano yung kailangan mo. So, kung makaisa ka nun, makakonti ka nun, maybe 2 beers here and there, it won't really get you drunk. But really, in terms of diet, like 2 drinks a week, red wine or something like that, is super healthy. It cleans you up. It like gets your mental state up to parang up to par, or up to what you call that, like it just refreshes it, when you're feeling down, manginom ka mag-isa, diba? Para alam mo din yung limit mo, diba? Na siguro naman fun din naman yun na pag mag-isa sa bahay, loneliness, it really is logical to have some of this, have some of that. Cheat day in terms of not in terms of relationship, come on, in terms of diet. So yun yung, I guess, favorite diet na lang, diba? Favorite diet na lang ng mga tao. Doesn't matter naman kung kung depende kung sa anong community kayo. Doesn't matter naman talaga really what you look like, or how you sound even, or how you explain away yourself. As long as you're not insecure, as long as you feel like you're in a good stage of your life, you can be like Sam Smith. You can be like Sam Smith, just going at it, going for that. And you can see sort of in his eyes na, man, that's what he really wanted to do, huh? Parang, diba, ganun, yun talaga yung siya eh. Yun talaga siya eh, diba? So, bad example, definitely. I'm not repeating that anymore, that example. I just like it because it rhymes with the themes and the mottos. Pero diet, diba? Diet lang, diba? Parang a good diet of complete meals, vitamins, keeps you away from sickness. And when you get there, when you talk about sickness now, or when conversational tip ko, when you're talking about sickness now with other people, huwag kayo mag-mention ng mga lalo na if you're on a date, huwag kayo mag-mention ng yung parang mga marketing ng tutayism, yung mga narinig nyo from ads, yun pa yung gagamitin nyo sa date. Try as much as possible to copy a creative or imitate imitate your dad if you want, if you are there. If you're not there, imitate your mom. If you're not there, imitate your kuya or your just keep it familial, because chances are when you're on a meeting, parang first meeting, the powers that be, and also the power of seduction and power is like, yun yung kuryente, diba, that we have, the fields we have in us as men and women, as children also, yung energy ba, diba, pag yung bata tumitingin sa'yo, yung mata pa lang ng bata gusto niya nang magtanong, hindi ba sobrang cool na isipin na energy din yun eh, parang tama din yun eh, may tama sa akin tong bata na to which reminds me, I called the manager up once because I really liked the song, and then I was like, hello, last tama sa akin ng song na to eh, and then he got it naman, and then we met after. So parang that's how you do it pala, that's how you do it. If you're really honest and it comes through, the communication comes through, kung masalo ng other side who you really want to communicate to, in the sense of this podcast, it's free for all. Diba? It doesn't hurt to see it from that perspective kesa yung kayo, naniniwala kayo lagi sa mga ads, sa mga tagline, sa mga yung mga kumbaga, or even comment section or even headlines. Man, you guys know this, and I'm just here to really remind that as someone being able to record, I guess I would say a special way of expression, na sinasabi ko naman, pressure daw magsabi ng yung what's true for me right now, because this is really what I'm real time talking about and speaking and recording live in TBS studio. As you can see, hindi naman ako nagka-cut even though may mga distractions. That's really, where you want to be at if you're turning maybe, or where you want to be at a certain age. I wasn't like this when I turned 28, because I only planned to be 28 when I was in early 20s. I only planned to be 28. After 28, I did reach my goal with some drawback and some sacrifice and like a toll on me. I did reach my goal. I was telling myself when I was 21 I wanted to become a top producer. Yun lang. Now because I had some form of success when I was 20, 21, even regardless of how people saw me, how different types of people, poor, rich, makulit, or learned, or whatever. Regardless of that, I did set a goal because I was still studying. Na iniisip ko nga ito, nagdumadaldal yung professor ko eh. Tapos sinabi ko, I actually really want to become, and ang inaaral namin nun, management, which I don't believe in right now. I never listen to management stuff na because wala na eh. Instagram na nga eh, diba? And yun, kumbaga John Gokong Way School yun, and I'm sorry if I don't believe in that now, because in fact while studying in a John Gokong Way School, whoever that guy is, much respect though, is I thought na okay, 7-year plan, goal. By the time I'm 28, I was 21 when I was thinking this, I really want to be a top producer of something, of anything. By the time I got 28, na-feel ko naman, na-achieve ko naman, gumawa pat on my back. Tapos, kaya lang wala akong plano. Na-realize ko wala akong plano after. Pucha yan. Diba? Parang, and I was telling my best friends, fuck man, I reached my goal but I don't have anything. I don't have a succession plan. I told that to a couple of my friends. And, transferring the whole idea to them, and the whole parang the vibe to them, and they're like, ubuti na lang uso nun yung yung Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. So Korean, right? Korean way of doing things, medyo medyo haphazard. If you think they kind of celebrate that sort of wild kind of thing. Now, to just bring it down back more a bit, since we've already talked about mental illness, what to say, what not to say in a date, or even diet. To bring it back down a bit, tumatanda na talaga ako. I mean, I saw a famous Korean girl group on TV the other day or yesterday. And like, they're doing the things that people usually do, you hang out with your club, you hang out with your your peeps, your squad. And that's what you do in the car, right? And point cameras in front of you. And if you keep doing that, alam niyo yung itsura, it comes to a point na parang shit, man. Like, parang pare-pares yung itsura ng mga Asians, pare-pare. Like, sometimes nagiging kamukha niya yung kakilala mo sa buhay mo, yung one of your acquaintances or one of your past, so someone from your past, nagiging kamukha just because of the makeup, just because of the repeats of life, or just because of maybe nag-upgrade ka din eh. Alam mo yun, nakapag-upgrade ka, alam mo na kung ano yung iniwanan mo, so to speak. And yun, pag nakita ko yan sa mga, I appreciate that I see that from top level kind of celebrities and also performers, while just entertainment talk lang, because bata din naman yun eh, diba? And ang pag-iingatan mo na lang dun is not to have sort of yung gusto ko ring isuot pa dito for this video is not to have sort of, but also it's nice, to be miserable that way, to have like imposter syndrome. Yun yung thinking na with a lot of contempt, and even yung contempt plus sakit na, naging sakit mo na yung contemptuousness. Magkaroon ka ng imposter syndrome, yung anything that you do is compared to who you are imitating or who you are yung applying your gitay to, mimicry. This is bird behavior, guys. This is like typical bird brain stuff. And it's nice to be able to review it once in a while. Kasi kung gusto mong matayog yung lipad ng isip mo, clear, and to really just feel the wind under your arms, so to speak. I'm getting poetic na towards the end. Palusot eh, no? To really get that, I think, it's also necessary, parang to sort of realize the peaks and bends and mga, like if you're flying straight, yung, ano bang tawag sa ganun? May mga pilot friends ako eh. Yung ganun ba? Yung altitude, yun. Altitude. Good thing that I have the word for that, because in the sports that I'm trying right now, hindi naman, walang altitude eh. Level actually, so that will be the contrast. I'll end with that. I mean, you can always review or like rewind. Please do follow me also on Facebook and Instagram. I might get the chance or the time to focus a lot more of my distribution there. But as long as wala pa masyadong distribution, I'm not really, at this time of the year, I'm not really like excited about it, because I do have other types of work, and ayun, I guess it's a nice log, and I'm happy with this. Okay, takes one to know one, I guess. See you guys in the next Neon Gin Crack. My name is Rez, and this has been Someday Dream. Sangchen Soche Sensei Holela. Someday Dream is back now. Bye. Bye.